There's only ever been one Korean women's singles champion here at the Singapore Open, all the way back in 1994. Here's the draw in the women's singles. 2 seeds have fallen from the women's singles draw. Carolina Marin and Ratchanok didn't make it to quarterfinal stage. The rest are unscathed, with He Bingjiao and Tai Su Ying to decide a semi-final opponent for the winner of our next match.
Women's singles quarterfinals. Wang Zhi Yi, China.
So the last final she was in was here last year at the Singapore Open. Didn't quite clinch the title, runner-up last year. An Se-young, well, how many finals has she been in of late? A very different track record as we look back through the last 12 months. So we're about to see the head-to-head record, which is 5-1 An Se-young, but it went the distance, 21-16 in the third at the Indonesian Masters semi-finals. That was last year. Oh, sorry, this year.
Side. Serve or receive? Receive. You will serve.
An Se-young with the win of the coin toss, the all-important change of ends, it seems, out here in this airy, drifty arena. So Wang Zhi Yi is now 23 years of old. She's from Shaxi, which is in Jingzhou, which is in Hubei region of China, 5'7" in height or thereabouts. She's number 7 in the world at the moment. Back in April, she just fell away from being number 6. She spent 10 weeks as number 6 in the world. And she did one better last year, getting to the two better last year, getting to the final. This week so far, it's been reasonably comfortable. Decent performance on day 1 against Go Jinwei, and then 39 minutes to dispatch Natsuki Nidaira from Japan yesterday in the round of 16. Well, An Se-young's now 26 years of age, number 2 in the world rankings. Hasn't quite made it to top spot in the world rankings yet in her career. She's number 1 in the World Tour rankings at the moment, and she's been at number 2 for 27 weeks in the world rankings. Bronze medalist at last year's World Championships, and 15 titles on the World Tour, including 4 this year already. Most recently, of course, last week at the Thailand Open. She also took the All England title back in March. Super 1000, one of her biggest wins of her career. Straight games so far this week. Kim Gae-yeon, a teammate, in 40 minutes. And yesterday against the home crowd favourite, Yeo Jia-min. Pretty dominant, 12 and 11.
Ready to play.
And it was Ra Kyun-min, the last Korean women's singles winner here, going back nearly 30 years. Trish Gubbs, our umpire for this one. Benjamin Kuo from Chinese Taipei is our service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, An Se-young, Korea. And on my left, Wang Zhi Yi, China. An Se-young to serve, love all, play.
So the Korean in black at the bottom of our screens gets the match underway. Chris, how much pressure is there when you've done well in the tournament? So Wang Zhi Yi was the finalist here last year, those ranking points, and she's world number 7. It's her only final in 12 months. How much pressure is there to maintain those ranking points? Because this week's points will replace last year's, is that right?
Yeah, so it is a difficult one, because in the back of your mind you are thinking, especially when you're top 8 in the world, because it's so integral to stay there so you get seeded. Because if you slip outside and you don't get seeded at a tournament, you know, you could have bad luck and you could have, this could be a first round. Right. So it is so important. You don't want to think about it too much, because you overthink about it and you put more stress and you put more pressure on yourself. It is a big task today, because, I mean, Nancy Young, what a year she's had. I actually looked because it was that incredible. She had 39 matches this year. She's only lost 4, and that's the 3 different players, which is absolutely insane for you know, the amount of games she's played. She's played a lot of matches this year. Because in the team event she was called upon a lot, because she is, you know, a superstar of Korea. And only losing 4 matches in a whole, you know, we're 6 months into a year. That is phenomenal. Her current form is amazing. She is the most informed player. So this is a really big ask from Wang. The other thing is hard to remember. Nancy Young's only 21. I know it sounds crazy, but you almost think she's mid-20s, because I feel like she's been around for ages.
I thought she was a bit older, actually. I thought she was mid-20s. I thought initially she was younger, so I'll have to double check that. But I thought she was 26, but I could be wrong.
Nancy Young.
Yeah. She's 21. Wow.
I think she burst onto the scene when she was 18. That's the thing. She's been around for so long.
Amazing.
It's a brilliant shot. Great control. And again, it's even more complex than it looks, because again, it's going with the drift. Any shots that go with the drift, they really are difficult, because if you get it a fraction wrong, the drift just takes in it. It ends up going quite a long way out.
Service over. 3-2.
Yeah, that's a magnificent performance then for somebody so young still. And I imagine, you mentioned one of those opponents that's beaten her twice. I imagine that's Kane Yamaguchi in finals.
Correct, it is. And that's obviously because she is, you know, world number 1 at the moment, Yamaguchi still. The thing with Nancy Young that's so incredible is the way she looks so calm and fluid. You know, you can tell how well someone moves, because most of the match she doesn't look in trouble. It's not quite to the extent of, you know, the legend of Lee Chun-wei, where he looked like he was hovering. But she does look like she's so smooth and so graceful with the way that she moves around the court.
She is very efficient, but also very fast with that efficiency.
Yeah. I think Wang there just almost telling me to be quiet with a shot there where Nancy Young can't get it back. Great net though there from Wang. Great placement.
Yeah, brilliant. And she's got such a range of skills. We were talking yesterday about Tai Tzu Ying and her ability to play shots from all positions and a choice of shots. She's so skilled with the racket, Ansia. I mean, you'd know better than me, Chris, but technically overhead, I don't think it looks the best in the world. But she's so effective.
I mean, I'd take it. Yeah. I mean, most of her game, you know, we could be pernickety, but I think it's smooth. There's no, you know, when she just wants to slice it, she slices it. She hits clean. It all looks, you know, it looks really nice. And I think she's just shown there as well how dangerous she can be moving forward. I would say the last 4 times these two have met, although the rankings are slightly different, as in you're talking about number 2 in the world and number 7 in the world, but it's always been very close. And I think today we're probably going to see another very close encounter. That was a lovely there, Wang Zhi Yi. She stepped in and then reversed it and just brushed at her opponent. Made it really difficult, because the shot that Wang had to play on a backhand, when you follow your racket, you're going to hit it cross court, and she does hit it cross court, but hitting cross court in that situation is with the drift, which means the shuttle's going to travel out, and it did. Which is fantastic vision from Wang Zhi Yi to play that.
nice and calm from Wang Zhi Yi. She's looking in control too at the moment. Another great mover, Wang Zhi Yi. She's so strong in the legs. She always seems on balance. Aggressive on the return of serve.
7-6.
Couldn't quite take advantage.
I think when you just look at the lady singles at the moment, the rankings, it just shows the dominance overall that China have. I know they don't play a player that's ranked 1, 2, or 3 in the world. The highest is 4 in the world, but they have 4 players in the top 10, which is, you know, is nearly half of the world's top 10 are from one nation, which is an incredible depth. Being the 4th ranked player from your own nation and being 10 in the world is quite astronomical.
Yeah, you compare that to the men's singles where there's 9 different nations in the top 10.
Yeah, it's a drastic difference. I would say Wang does look like she's got such a complete game. She looks calm, smooth, moves the shuttle around well. This is definitely not going to be an easy game at all for An Se-young. I think that shows in the last 4 times they've met when it's always been a real classic.
9-7.
Just short there from An Se-young when she's gone over. It's just the front line again. Wow.
Yeah, she's not getting a length, An Se-young. I think she's a little bit nervous about lifting and clearing when she's playing with this drift, and she's coming up short.
Yeah, it is short, but I'll tell you what, that's an incredible shot. She is inside the front tram line, so it is very short, you're right, but got up, hit it crisp, great placement.
Good net. But a good length on the lift.
Definitely find An Se-young's definitely finding things a little bit more difficult down this end.
Yeah, she's looking calm and smooth, like you said. Wang Zhi Yi taking control of the opener at the moment. It's early stages. Only 8 minutes of play so far. A little bit of frustration on the face of An Se-young. 11-7 the score. Could be a long way to go yet.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Service over. 8-11.
Well, the smash doesn't come back. Wang Zhi Yi perhaps just lost a little focus there. Didn't look like the biggest smash in the world.
I think since the break, An Se-young's definitely got the tactic of trying to keep the shuttle down. She's not just going to try and move the shuttle around just because it is difficult to lift. Great shot.
Brilliant.
From nowhere, yeah.
10-11.
Don't think she really intended it to be a clean winner. I think she was prepared for it to come back.
Yeah, but played it to pretty much perfection. And then again, the turn pretty much just as good or maybe even better. Literally plumb on the line, but let's see how deep this lift is. Again.
Short.
Yeah, really short.
Both of Wang's feet were inside the double service box.
Really short again.
Service over. 11-12.
I think you were spot on, Chris, from the interval. If An Se-young can control the front court, keep the shuttle going down, she'll have a much better chance on this end. That's the challenge, though.
Drift's just taking that out, but there you could see An Se-young was doing everything she could to play net, keep the net, keep the attack, because it's the style, it's the tactics you've got to do from this end. Whereas the other side, you can kind of do what you want, because it is slightly easier to lift.
Short again, but good defense from An Se-young this time. It's going wide, well watched. Judged that really well, An Se-young.
13-12.
So Wang needs to be careful, because every time she plays anywhere near that, this shot here, the drift's just going to take it and it's going to edge that way, so she's got to be so careful.
Oh, net cord helping out Wang Zhi Yi.
13-all.
Yeah, and I think the start to the match has been exactly what we would have predicted. Kind of nip and tuck, very, very close, point for point.
I think it was a case that the choice of ends for An Se-young, who won the toss. It's always been close between these two. I think she expects
Thank you.
a deciding game. Finishing on the stronger side, definitely an advantage.
Yeah, I would say definitely looking from the last 4 times they met, when it's always been 3 games.
Yeah.
To finish on the good end is the key. It's the thing you want to be able to do.
If she can sneak this opener, though, I think she'll be feeling great about this match. Oh, great length from Wang.
14.
It's the thing that makes it so difficult, because that should go out. But because the shuttle almost gets held up by the drift, it doesn't, so it's so hard to judge it. I mean, it looks like it's yeah, I mean, just inside the line, but we've seen so many players leave it when it's been in.
Service over.
Aggressive from An Se-young. Forehand down the line.
14-all.
Again, trying. I think in most occasions she would have cleared that out.
Yeah, definitely. She definitely would have cleared it, but I think she still could have got away with the drop shot. I just think she just dragged it with her arm. She could have even played cross, and then she would have had to chase it. It's a longer distance, but she could have got away with it.
And again, that drift coming in right to left as we look down at the screen.
14.
Not helping the shot.
I think that's the reason we sort of see herself tap herself on the head, sort of saying, remember the drift. Because when you play that cross court, it's just going to keep taking it.
over. 15, 16.
Oh, indecision by the line judge. Challenge,
Line judge signal.
understandably, from An Se-young.
Cue. An Se-young
Initially
challenges,
pointed down to the line to
out.
say it was in. Changed his mind.
I think this is going to be very close. I'd say from Wang's body reaction, I think it might have been in. Oh, no, it's out. I'm totally wrong. Quite a long way out.
I think the line judge helped convince An Se-young it was worth a challenge.
Service over. 17, 15. Play.
Brilliant from the Korean.
Service over.
Yeah,
Big-
great,
yeah.
great smash and a great follow-up.
Yeah, exactly. Had options. And again, the cross-court net, brilliant from An Se-young.
17, all.
Yeah, great shot. I would say, for me, Wang's base is a fraction, just a fraction too deep, just because An Se-young doesn't want to lift. So if she does lift and Wang takes it a fraction late, she can just clear it out and almost reset the rally, where if the gap's too big at the front, as we saw then, I'd say there as well.
There is some definite drift, isn't there, right to left?
Yeah.
More so, perhaps, than the last couple of days.
That's a masterclass rally, though, from being down this end from Anne. She did everything she could to not lift, not clear. But the control she had, the variation, even that shot there, brilliant. Calm here, spin net.
The winning shot was almost half-paced.
But it was just a placement.
Yeah.
And it's the calmness to do that. And the confidence. You only get that confidence from being, you know, the most informed player in the world.
Wang Zhi Yi was looking back then.
That's just a brilliant spin net then from Wang.
18, all.
Spin net there, spinning so much.
Good save from the Korean. Oh, good length this time. Finally found one, found the back line.
Service over. 19, 18.
I think there's actually quite a bit in the end.
Nice, the net exchange. Good net again from Wang. Oh, superb. Went down the line, touch of slice, but a full array of shots in the rally. She used the rear court a few more times than we'd seen.
Yeah, I mean, the end to this rally, this is just perfection.
White court, please.
Look at that.
White
Literally
court, please.
perfect.
Line judge.
But yeah, but I think the thing is, there's nothing wrong with using the back if Wang's at the front, if you understand what I mean. As long as An Se Young is moving her opponent, there is space at the back. What she's got to be careful of is when she has to lift, lifting short when her opponent's on balance, and then can be dangerous. It's good that she feels comfortable that she can use the rear of the court at times. I think predominantly she wants to be keeping the shuttle down. She wants to be keeping the attack. She also wants her opponent to have a bit of doubt in her mind. So she wants her opponent to think, oh, maybe she is going to lift.
Just saw Liu Yigang, Chinese singles coach for Wang there. Looks pretty unfazed, despite the fact that An Se Young came back and took that opening game on the first time of asking. He'll have some difficulty going into the second as An Se Young moves on to the better end. 21 minutes it took, the opening game. Yeah, well watched from An Se Young in the end. 21-18 the game score.
This is good timing. So you're not ready. So there will be mistake, and then next he will be continue. Understand? Now in here it's more slower. So you open, it's okay. Number two, when you push like this, she will be pushed. He will be pushed. Don't worry, play nothing. He give here, then he knows. If not, they will be only one. Don't worry. Longer, then you control here. Do not push. You push them.
你没有去做好这个，然后这边你的头顶完了以后再结合这些，还是要控制的。这球是有，就是你的球给它弧度给它高的会好打，知道吗？你不要想去压它逼它不行，就有点带限制的弧度过去给人家退下来打，他就去打压你不行。打压完了，你这种球有的时候你给远一点嘛，你这种就给中，你再给远一点。
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, a very engaged coaching break. Team Korea with plenty to talk about.
Second game. Love all. Play.
And again, as always, be interesting to see how the players handle this change of ends and change of conditions. And already An Se Young happy to go flat into these rear corners now. Didn't see that hardly at all in the opening game.
Yeah, and even that first rally, An Se Young, her base was so high, taking the shuttle early, knowing that realistically her opponent doesn't want to lift unless it's essential, unless there's no other option. Stepping in, taking that so early.
Into the body.
Very impressive start to this second game from An Se Young.
Oh, it's in, challenge.
An Se Young challenges called in.
I think it was a poor leave this time from An Se Young.
She looked confident it was out.
Oh, yeah, poor leave from An Se Young.
Challenge unsuccessful.
That couldn't have been much closer.
Service over.
It wasn't a poor leave at all.
1, 2, play.
Certainly Hawkeye needed on that occasion. Wang did well coping with that net and to find a winner. Great recovery from Wang in that rally. An Se Young was dictating for the most part. That final lift wasn't very effective from An Se-young.
Thank you.
It's a great shot.
Service over.
Great slice.
3-2.
Yeah, she set up the rally really well. She's a bit short, An Se-young, though, with these flat lifts. Good net from Wang. It's gone wide.
4-2.
Oh, very casual.
5.
And a wonderful rally again from the Korean. I didn't feel like in the first she was able to dictate the rallies like she is now. That change of ends really helping her.
Yeah, because now An Se-young, she can push the corners, she can really use the full size of the court, and she is, you know, she's making her opponent move a lot, and it's so hard for Wang because when she's off balance, she's trying her best to not just give the attack away, to give the lift away. Like there. Oof.
Just wide.
Yeah, maybe a little bit fortunate there that An Se-young just pushed that out.
3-5.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's gone long. It looks so good. You can understand how in slower conditions, these shots that would have stayed in the last couple of rallies would really cause problems. Net shot from Wang catches the tape. So good that An Se-young can't even get the shuttle back this time.
Yeah, brilliant net there from Wang. See it here. It's just perfect.
That drift kicking in again.
6-5.
Troubles for both players. Brilliant. A lot easier to attack that line, Chris, than the other side.
Yep. Because almost the drift will bring it back in if it is just a fraction out. But yeah, perfect. I mean, placement doesn't get any better. Well, maybe by a millimetre, but, you know, pretty much perfect.
And An Se-young using the drift well. You could almost sense it in the rally. Every shot she could be aggressive going from her right to left. The drift would hold it up, but she was playing more central to the other corner so that she doesn't make a mistake. Even the net shot at the end was, she kept it in court intentionally.
Just a cheap mistake there.
Yeah.
I think you can see Ansi Young's just trying to outmaneuver Wang and get her into a position where she's stretched, she's uncomfortable, and then Ansi Young wants to try and take the shuttle early and just outmaneuver her to get either a short lift or an easy error or something of the sort. But Ansi Young, when she's moving the shuttle around, she's just making just a few unforced errors.
Good length. Good net. And too much for Ansi Young. Oh, she was 5-2 up, but Wang is coping with this pressure really well.
One again, you just got to be so careful of the drift, just going to keep taking it.
Yeah, even with a push or a net shot like that, return a serve error. Good spin.
So the game's almost, for me, it's just gone a bit flat. It's like these mistakes from both players are creeping in. I feel the speed of the game's just a fraction slowed down. The intensity's gone down. In this situation, if I was Ansi Young, I'd want to try and take charge by making a bigger push, making a bigger emphasis that this is my, it's my game that I'm going to try and win.
Yeah, it's a very neutral style she's playing at the moment. Just cruising around, trying to use the four corners, but Wang's coping with that in their second game really well. Great rally. Heart rates are raising here, and it was the longest rally we've seen today in this match anyway, by some margin.
10-9. I'll get the referee to give it next.
Quality net, and Wang unable to compete. Thirsty work out there.
There's a problem with the boards falling. Both sides.
I think we had just a slight issue there with the advertising board, just at the wrong angle. Luckily, though, we had the tournament referee to come and rectify it.
9-10. Play.
Must be a part-time handyman or something. Looks very complicated.
11-9, interval.
So An Se-young with a 2-point lead at the mid-game interval. I was expecting more, I must admit, on this better end, but she's looking very calm. It appears to me like she's got another gear or two to go up yet if she needs it.
Yeah, I think, you know, Wang has played well in this game. She has. She's controlled the game quite well. I just feel, as I said, it just looks a bit flat. If I was An Se-young, I just want to make my presence known. I'll be making more of an emphasis to get to the shell. When she did in a few early points, she looked phenomenal. I think she's almost allowing herself to play at a slightly slower pace.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
You're good, then pass. Now simple
Court
mistake
1,
like that.
20 seconds.
I think one more bit, huh?
Play.
Well judged.
I would say in that rally there was definitely more emphasis from An Se-young in regard to the aggression with her movement to take the shuttle early. If she can take the shuttle early and push the corners, it's so hard, as we saw there for Wang, because Wang is essentially playing on a bigger court because of the drift.
Yeah, and also An Se-young, like you said at the very start of this second game, she's pushing her defence up court. Net shot, oh, somehow saves it. Brilliant from the Korean.
Yeah, I mean, that pick-up early in the rally, that was incredible. I don't know if we're going to get to see that again, but it's the part much earlier in the rally where I don't know how she got it back.
Yeah, almost off the floor,
yeah,
and kept the control on the shuttle.
And the amazing thing is, after that, it will be, you know, be unsurprising if she got almost overexcited. But she was so calm. She pushed the shuttle back in, waited for her chance, and then when the net shot was a bit weaker from Wang, easy kill.
Pretty quick conditions out here, that clear from An Se-young. Only an inch or so long. She's well in court when she plays the clear, though. Wang's length short. Long this time.
I think it was quite a long way as well. Just the drift just sneaking it.
She's looked on cruise control today, really, An Se-young. I don't think she or... Oh, good save. It's gone wide. She looked to me in the first as if she'd have been prepared to have lost it. She was competitive, but without really giving it her all. And I think winning the first game, she's just continued that into the second. And like you say, she's not making every active press to take the shuttle early, to look for big winners. She's just controlling things a bit better than her opponent.
Yeah, I do think after the break from 11, she has made a much bigger emphasis to take the shuttle early, move it around, but move it around with just a fraction more aggression. Which I think, like that,
yeah, okay, yes,
it's just what's needed. Yeah, I do feel before 11 she was playing at the same speed that her opponent wanted to play at, which was a fraction slower. Whereas when she's down that end, is that going to come back in there? When she's down that end, she has the chance to take it earlier and put the stress on her opponent.
15.
great shot from Wang.
15. One. Shot.
Yeah, well long.
13. 15.
It's a great run now from Wang. Right back in the second game. I think it was 15, feels like in a blink of an eye, it was 15-10.
Just come up short.
16. 30.
And a soft error from Wang Zhi Yi. That's that aggressive lift, flat and into the corner.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible, that shot. We get to see this on a replay, the skill, perfection.
The net shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, double action, holds it. Still spinning as well.
And the quality as well. Look at that, it's off the tape. Just wide.
Service over. 14. 17.
Oh, the net call, a bit of luck for Wang Zhi Yi.
Service over. 15. 17. Service over. 18. 15. He's coming.
It's the short lift from Wang. Nancy Young's able to take it early, and that's a good shot, and then pressure from there.
Thank you.
Proving difficult for Wang now to close this gap again. And with a game in the bag, and Say Young, 3 points. Oh, brilliant net. Wang gets the better. She's good at the net, Wang Zhi Yi.
Yeah, incredible net here.
Plays a spin from quite low.
Yeah.
And with great control. And as I call it, she lets me down. Well played from both. But that was falling on the line. Oh, she's just missed. That's the shot she's been looking for, though.
It's the one you have to be careful of, just because, you know, it just keeps traveling.
Yeah.
But it can be such a dangerous shot because it keeps moving in that direction. And it's a real game of Wang's doing everything she can to keep the attack and not have to lift. And Nancy Young's just moving her around.
Yeah, well played, An Se-young. A little sort of more than a push, a sort of shove into the mid-court, forcing their opponent to either lay off or go over the top.
I think in that situation, it's so hard for Wang to go over the top. So
Yeah.
she's almost reactive with just power, but if she's not controlled it, and you know, it's gone a long, long way out. And I think she felt if she did control it as in actually hit a soft shot, An Se-young so high up the court, it would have been difficult.
Yeah, exactly that. Match point for An Se-young. Oh, she's found the line. Challenge from Wang. It looked in on the line.
I do think. I think it's one of those where you just hoping, dreaming that it's out for Wang, but I'm confident it clipped the line or was just inside the line. It was played to perfection. Oh no! Was that? No.
What a challenge!
Sorry, Wang. I apologise.
Well, I thought I was with you there, Chris. I thought that was in from this angle.
That was a great challenge.
18-20.
I blame it on being so high up in the rafters that we're a bit far away to be able to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one match point saved. Better length this time from An Se-young.
It's also the energy that An Se-young's bringing to the rally. Like, oh, is that in?
Oh, it's another challenge on match point.
Challenge your challenge. I'm going to be honest, I couldn't see from the
We got
angle
the last
I was.
one wrong. My instinct was in, but you know, with the drift going that way, it could have just gone long. It has. It has. And An Se-young, she raises both fists. Delighted with that win. It's been a while since she's beaten Wang in straight games. And cruise control today, I don't think. I mean, I've seen An Se-young pushed to the very limit on so many occasions. Pretty controlled performance today, and she'll be thrilled with that against an opponent that she's always found quite awkward.
Well played.
Yeah, it's a good performance from An Se-young.
Match won by
I
An
do
Se-young.
just question if Wang ever really believed she could win. I'm not 100% sure she really believed.
Well, a great challenge to finish. Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of those previous meetings, An Se-young was still a teenager. And I think the way she and Yamaguchi have dominated the women's singles of late, An Se-young had a lot of pressure going into that one. Straight games then for An Se-young, the number 2 seed, 21-18, 21-18, and into another World Tour event semi-final. Well, quarterfinals day continues here inside the Singapore Indoor Arena. 3 matches down. We move on now to a men's singles. The number 3 seed, Kodai Narioka, is taking on the very dangerous Shi Yu Chi.